Dr. Ron, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with us today. First off, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I grew up in Ontario, and in Guelph, for those of you who know, and I went to Waterloo for my undergrad, and then I moved out here to UBC in 2003, and then I did my graduate work out here. I was the first person in my family to go to university and to get a degree, and then I just kind of kept going, and then I stayed on here I was hired as a faculty member here.
Okay. So in terms of academics, what is your teaching philosophy and how does that tie into student learning?
Well, a wise person once told me that their view of teaching was that they were there to create conditions in which students might learn. And that really stuck with me. And that, I think, provides the basis for the way I view teaching and learning, where I'm there putting my best out there every day to create that environment, to create those conditions in which a student might learn, but ultimately it's up to the student to make that choice to learn and to participate and to join in that experience with me.
So I know that this may have been a little while ago, but if you could just go back in time, can you tell me about what your undergraduate experience was like and if you had ever benefited from a student initiative such as the class conference?
We didn't have anything as awesome as the class conference back in the day at Waterloo. I was an honors psychology major, and I took a lot of very safe courses. I was on scholarship and I needed to keep my average high, and that was one thing looking back that I do regret. I had lots of fabulous opportunities to work with faculty members and gain research experience while I was there, but that was the one thing I wish I'd done better, was to take some more risks and take some more diverse courses just because I was interested in them.
Okay. So I think another key issue that students face today is a lack of interaction between professors. So I noticed that you have a blog, so can you tell me a little bit about that and when and why you started it?
Sure, I started that a couple of years ago, I think. The point of it at the time was actually for my own professional development and possibly connecting with other teaching-oriented faculty members. But then I realized that my primary readership were students. And so since then, I've kind of taken on the perspective that it's a way for me to share the behind the scenes of teaching, all of the, my hopes and expectations and feelings about that process and thought that goes into that process from my end. And I've really enjoyed the feedback that I've got from students from sharing those experiences from my perspective.
So going off on that question, I guess, what is one piece of advice you would give to a current first-year student?
I go back to my own experience, and one thing that I wish somebody would have told me at that time was be brave. And so that's my one big piece of advice for a first-year student right now, is to be brave and take that risk. Be smart about it, but take that risk to take that course you might be interested in, to ask that question, to go visit and say hi to that professor, to get involved in something that, maybe you don't think it's the coolest thing to do, but if you're interested in it and can learn something from it, go and put yourself out there.
So I know you probably don't want to give too much away, but if you could describe your keynote in 2 sentences, what would that be?
2 sentences. Well, my purpose of this talk, or my vision of this talk, is that it's the most important lessons that I've learned through my years of education. And it'll be a little bit of data, a little bit of personal experience, and overall I just want to give some insights, some tips into learning.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with me today. I think I speak for everyone in saying that we're really excited to hear your keynote at the class conference this year. Thanks again.
Thank you.
That was our interview with Dr. Catherine Ron, our keynote speaker for this year's class conference. Registration is now open. Please visit www.class.ubc.ca to register. Also, follow us on Twitter for more resources and tips to help you with your academic success. And I will see you on October 24th at the conference.